my gosh. First pod in Vegas.
First pod in Vegas. Oh my God, you guys.
Yeah, so we're back.
We're so back.
We're so back, babies.
Oh yeah, I'm up here. My mic is flipped. Okay.
So it does that. It's still recording. That's just like the new screen. Like if you go into it, see it's still going.
Shocked. Shocked.
Isn't that? It scared me the first time I saw it. I was like, oh shit, the thing stopped recording.
All right. You guys, we are so back.
We're so back.
The vibes are different today. You may notice we're not in Kansas anymore. We're in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
This is where Katie B. Funk lives, and
where I live.
I'm here, and she wanted to be on the podcast again, so we're like,
did.
You know what? You were such a good guest the first time. We're bringing you back.
I had so much fun the first time, and I don't need to rush off. We are chilling and vibing.
Oh, we have little drinkies.
We have little drinkies. Cheers. We have French 75.
Do you do a clink and then tap?
No.
That's what Ian does. He
Does
goes,
he do? I know that was like
clink, and you have to go like tap. Yeah.
Tap to my goods. There we go.
Well, that's good.
French 75. I don't know who was I talking to about this? And I looked it up, and it's the way I made it is gin, lemon juice, and champagne.
Yeah. I love it.
It's so refreshing.
Very good. First
Very
try.
drinkable.
It's drinkable. It's giving.
She's giving drinking.
She's giving alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're here. We're so excited. We've had a vibey day. It's been really fun. We went to your campus because we got some things going on. What's going on in Katie's world?
I have my thesis show. I think we talked about this in Columbus when I was there last fall.
Yeah.
So I was gearing up to do a show at the Cultural Arts Center then, and then the next semester, here we are. It is my basically culminating show for my 3-year program, and
Your second master's.
yeah,
Because
get it done.
You just couldn't. You had to master art twice.
Master art twice, so now I know everything and anything there is to know about art. No, that's not true at all. You know, I honestly think sometimes the more you learn about something, it's like the less you know.
Yeah.
You get so saturated in it that you're just like, I don't know left from right anymore.
That's the whole thing we were talking about earlier about the jargon of
Yeah.
art speak gets so not even theological, but so heady and so in the weeds on theory and history and construction and abstract and
I don't like the pedestal.
and it's like at some point can we make things and decide this is beautiful, this is functional?
Yeah.
At some point you go, I just want to make.
Just want to make art, be happy.
Yeah.
Gotta be real.
But your show is up. It is currently live. By the time this comes out, it'll be gone. In memoriam. Katie's show.
Fine. R.I.P. She died. The idea of taking this show down, I've been in a state of denial because we put it up so CCAD, the MFA show was a group show. UNLV, the MFA, you get a solo show. And it's great, and there's pros and cons to both. It's just different experiences. But I'd say a major con of the solo shows, you get a lot less time because there were 4 of us total that exhibited. And then the BFAs go next, so they have to get in there. So
when is the semester over?
I don't even know. I think we have 4 more weeks. But it feels like we have 4 more minutes.
So you and then a whole nother person. Yeah, your work comes down.
My work comes down. And it's the group BFA show. So the undergrads.
As a fine artist, you're in charge of installing your work and destalling the work.
Yes.
And you also work at the gallery.
Yes. I work at the museum part-time. My GA is actually more administrative and sculpture monitor. Yeah.
So it's a lot more than just making art. I feel like that's a thing I would think is artists just make art and then someone else hangs it up and someone else decides. You know what I mean? But I never pictured like the artist.
It's a lot. It's pretty much on
spackling walls, painting things white, putting up vinyl, spacing things out. Yeah,
it's all on you. I've had maybe 3 times I can think of, maybe only 2, where somebody else put the work out for me and like lit it, and like I literally just got to like show up to the event.
It's so fun.
And that was the tits, but that's just, it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
One of those shows was at the Medici Museum in, I don't think it was in it, but it was very close to Youngstown in Ohio. And
Ohio, baby.
Ohio. I like Ohio. I miss her sometimes.
Yeah, not me. I love not being in Ohio. It's so
yeah, it's pretty great out here too.
This whole spring I've been bopping around.
You haven't bopped it.
I've been in New York twice in a month. I'll be back next month. Now I'm in Vegas with you. I like not being. Excuse me. I just belched it real back.
You should.
I'm leaving it.
That would be the.
It's my
when
show.
You make the real clip to like advertise the.
I get it.
Hell yeah! Like,
have you seen New Girl?
You showed me the first episode once a long time ago.
Catherine Bridget Fisher.
I know. How did you?
You need to watch it. I think it's so your humor though. It's your speed.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of got a little insufferable with Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Nick!
Yeah. I was like, alright, I liked you in Elf. I liked you in 500 Days of Summer.
So, I mean, it's hard, I think, when you're a personality that has one mode.
Yeah.
There's one mode. It's the face.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's not her fault, but like if you see that same character, that same mode in many things, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
She's
funny.
I did like her music. I don't know if it was her or like
it's called She and They or Her and Them or He, They, She, Her.
He, They, She, Her.
They, Them.
Ahead of their time. Ahead of their time. All their songs sounded very like, this is what's fun.
Yeah, I like you say it's spring.
Yeah.
Like it's like from the 40s.
I'm just like, we're like in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, it's like a little cap on the. You're taking vocal lessons. Tell me about. Also, you need to do the theme song.
What's the theme song?
You get to break, and then you do the theme song. You don't even watch my podcast?
Wait, what?
In theme song. And that into the theme song.
Oh.
It goes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes. I have faithfully listened. I think is this season 2 or 3?
It's season 2, baby.
We're in season 2?
We're in season 2.
I think I listened to all of 1. I think I do need to catch up.
Oh my gosh, really? You listen to this show?
I remember I think the last one I listened to, you were talking about, oh shit, it was like things to do for Valentine's Day.
Probably.
Like creative ideas, like besides like
cute.
dinner and a movie in a row.
Yeah.
That's
annoying.
That's annoying. I want dinner and a movie in a row. Yeah, but
oh my gosh, thanks.
Of course. I am taking vocal lessons.
Yes, tell me everything.
Oh my god, it's so fun. His name is Christian Sheldon, my teacher. He was an undergrad student and then started the master's program in music, and so I think this is like his GA. He does teaching, and he teaches younger kids at an elementary school, and then he comes and does my voice lessons, and then he goes and does his own classes. He is just a delight. I think he's going to come tomorrow, or on Friday, and then I absolutely invited him to the karaoke after party. Like,
I was going to say, I can't wait to hear
he
your
is
voice.
Incredible. Yeah, like I've never, like he's like exampled or given an example of like what to do, but I've yet to like see him perform live. Please come.
The thing is, I lived with you for a whole year, and the only time from all my years of knowing you, I knew you could sing one time because you put an Instagram story up one time of like a rainy window, and you were like singing Adele, but it wasn't like you, like we couldn't see you.
Yeah, because I'm shy.
Yeah, but you were like, oh, in the background, and I was like, oh my gosh, Katie can sing. I lived with you. Like, I don't even think I can sing, but I sing a lot, like when I walk around. So like people probably like, oh, okay, like Indy's like humming music, but you don't like hum music necessarily. At least like when I lived with you, it's not like you're like doing the dishes like, oh.
I should just like really dramatically like.
But I know you can sing because it was really good. I'm like, I've always wanted to let another taste of B-Funk singing, and you're like, no, and now you're like, let's go to karaoke in 2 days. I'm ready to see it.
I'll do it.
My expectations are high.
I've had like, it's not like severe shyness, but it is definite like shyness and nerves, like because I talked with Christian a little bit about it too, because like I've asked him everything from like, you know, sometimes I get really into it, but my throat gets really like almost like itchy and tight. I don't know what's going on. And he's like, that's when you need to take a second to swallow because your larynx is getting it's like overworked, and you just need to take like a reset pause. And then he's been teaching me, he'll be like, breathe, because I'll just keep going and I'll breathe, and then I'm like, why am I out of oxygen? I can't hit the note. But the larynx thing, we do really fun warm-up exercises, and the hardest one is like a scale. So like sometimes he'll play like 3 notes, and I sing them back, and he's like, yeah, and then it'll be like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and I have to like match it. But then there's another one where like, and I took piano lessons as a kid, but I don't know.
I was gonna ask, did you like do music as a kid?
Very little, and like my teacher, love her, wonder where she is. She taught me, she put numbers on the notes. So like your thumbs are 1, your index finger's 2, your middle is 3, etc., etc. So I couldn't read music if it didn't have those cheat codes of numbers. So I really couldn't remember anything. And so the one exercise we do to warm up will be like 1 through 8. So it'll be like, I'm trying to think of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. And it's because you have to really listen, and you're stepping down like half a note, not a whole note. So you don't, but then in addition to that, it'll be like, this was so hard the other day. It was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1. It was like going back and forth. And then I learned that like 1, 8, that's like somewhere over the rainbow. So like and then he told me all of them. It was like 1, 8 is somewhere over the rainbow. 1, 7 is like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. 1, 6 is, and like all these like famous songs.
Cool.
I'm like, damn, I should do music again. Oh my god. Dorothy, is that you?
I'm Dorothy. You're Dorothy. Did you do musicals as a kid?
A couple. Not in high school, more in elementary school. We'd have this like theater company come in, and we all had the conspiracy theory, prequel, sequel, or prelude, that they would base who they picked to be in it based on who could fit in the costumes.
That's
not so much.
So cheesy. You can get new costumes.
Right? Not so much the like talent.
Well, she fits into Dorothy's shoes, so it's her.
Yeah, so I did.
That's annoying.
I was a Winky. Is that what they're called in the Wizard of Oz?
The like
the
the
monkeys.
Okay.
Yeah,
a Winky.
I thought they were called Winkies. I could be
that's right.
I could be making something up. But I was that, and then I had a bigger part in Rumpelstiltskin. I was like one of the guards.
That's a musical.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay.
The guy who spends.
What's his thing again? Okay.
Right. Yeah. Which is a little confusing. That must have been a precursor to Sleeping Beauty, right? It's like.
Oh, probably. I feel like everyone that has a little addiction to gold just has a bad life and all the stories. Okay, so you're doing voice lessons. Your show's up. You're almost done with your second MFA.
What?
So crazy. What else? Well, wait. Before we go into what else is going on, we want to talk about the theme of this podcast. We're talking about conspiracies.
Oh yeah, gotta get the foil out.
We were chatting today because we're in Las Vegas at the moment. ATM, we're in Vegas. And it's looking a little like, you're out here and you're just like, people believe in all kinds of stuff. We're near Area 51.
Never put a foil.
Put your foil hat on, honey. And we're just like, what is real? That's good. I'm ready. So, what is real, Katie? Like, I feel like there's so many things people believe, and some of it we like very quickly go, that's fake, that's phony. But how do we know? And I'm not trying to be a misinformationist or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, what's a conspiracy theory you believe in that you're like, no, like I think this is real? Because I have some.
I'm trying to think of the big ones. I mean, like Bermuda Triangle.
Well, that's like a proven thing. It's not like a theory. I think aliens are real.
I wonder sometimes about this, like this, that we're in a simulation, and like we're not, and like free will, and like also, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's more like scientific fact. This whole thing of like, and this kind of goes back to how to hold the galaxy, but like the whole thing of we are either completely alone in the universe or we're not, and both are equally terrifying.
Yes,
and I'm like, oh. That something about that. I'm like, oh my god. Is it more comforting to think like no?
I definitely think we're not alone. Like in the sense of like again, like if I have a Christian faith, that I believe that there's like a God of the cosmos. So I already am open to that like spiritual realm. So it makes me laugh when some Christians are like, oh my gosh, there's no other life outside of planet Earth. I'm like, You literally say you worship a God that's not on planet Earth technically. So like, I don't know. I don't think there's like green little aliens running around, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's other like life forms, like alien, like I guess like animals on other planets. Or I don't think there's like people necessarily, but there could be. I guess I'm saying in like the entire expansive universe, I'm not counting out the fact that God could be big enough and crazy enough and cool enough to make multiple different things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like, if there is life, where are they in life?
Where are they?
Like literally, where are they? But also, are they in like the way we're existing in 2025? We're up on our 2 feet.
Yeah.
We are human. Like we have no language.
We have
like where
technology,
are they?
right?
Like
are they
on all fours?
Are they cavemen? When they die, and if you follow that theory through with faith, like with the Christian faith, like when they die, do they go to a different place? Is there a different heaven? Is there a different purgatory? Like
Heaven Part 3.
I don't know. But I just think
Purgatory Part 4.
That sounds like a good movie. Purgatory Part 4. But I'm just interested in like that. Like I definitely think there's. I mean, even I said that to someone else, and they were like, "Yeah, that's proven. There's like bacteria that's alive in the water on Mars." And I'm like, "Oh, but for so long it was like, no, you're wrong if you said there's any other life out there." I'm like, that's just like so dumb to me. There's like definitely like a little raccoon running around on Jupiter, like. Ah! There's something.
I wish I could understand for 30 seconds people who truly believe that the Earth is flat. Like,
what if I told you I was a flat earther?
I would be really confused.
I would
ask you to explain.
I am confused because general, like, just science and just
like, have you looked at the shape that it is when they're up in space? And
have you ever been in a plane and gone, oh, look at the horizon?
You look at a picture of an ocean. It's like
no, they haven't traveled. That's probably it. They just haven't.
Yeah, like that blows my mind. That I just can't. No.
Do you think Bigfoot is real?
Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster.
I'm gonna go speed round like Bigfoot.
I think Bigfoot and like the Loch Ness Monster and Yetis, I think they could have been around. I don't know that they are anymore, just with like global warming. I think Bigfoot probably died. And then like the CIA found its body and like hid it in like Area 51.
Okay, I don't think Bigfoot and Yeti are real, But I do think the Loch Ness Monster, and it's not even a conspiracy, but like I fully think there's like giant sea monsters in the depths of the ocean. Because if you think about dinosaurs going extinct, that didn't affect sea monsters, and freaking alligators are nasty dinosaurs that are still alive.
We know more about space than we do the ocean.
Yeah, I'm like, Loch Ness Monster wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Sure. I think there's like nasty dinosaur-sized sea monsters. I love them. They're so cute. I love learning about them. I'm like,
did you see, everybody talked about this for a while, maybe like 2 months ago, that anglerfish?
yes, and how
I knew my period was coming because I was like sobbing. I was like, because everybody kept making all these like memes.
It was like,
it just wanted to feel the light on its face before it died.
And
I was just like, I cannot deal with
Did you see how tiny it was?
so tiny.
Because I was like, oh
You
my
saw
gosh,
the
it's
photo and you
terrifying.
thought it was
Right.
huge.
And we're all like, ew. We'll have to insert a photo. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it looks terrifying. Like, Nemo was right. Like, what a terrible thing.
Yeah.
And then you see that it's like 2 inches long. And you're like, that's not that scary. That's a little tiny baby anglefish.
Oh, baby. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. When I'm like literally sobbing because I see a cute dog, I'm like, yeah, it's time.
Yes.
It's time. But yeah, I got the foil.
The foil and
I heard the crunch.
really
Like,
just seals the deal.
You know. Yeah, I think there's definitely more out there that we don't know.
Yeah.
Than what we're like.
I agree. And it's the same with your thoughts about the ocean.
Yeah.
What is it, like 70% of the earth is water, is ocean. And we've only uncovered, I don't want to get the stat wrong, but I think it's like 5%.
It's like
ocean that we've actually.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
Yeah. Or like, the tribes, like untouched by man that are out there that will like, they throw the spears at the planes if they like try to come close to it.
To think that we're in 2025 and that there are still people on this planet that like are not aware of other people.
Right. Like
other
civilization. Where civilization is.
It's crazy.
Like,
but they can't be faulted. They're literally just doing life. They're hunting and gathering. Like, no one's dropping off an iPhone for them. Like, do you want to see the Doge meme? Or like, I don't want to pervert them, honestly. They're doing it right.
They're probably doing it better.
Probably having a good time. Okay. Do you think... Oh, this is getting more conspiracy integrated. JFK assassination.
Ooh.
Government job? Or, accident?
I actually, when the cohort got to go to LA a couple weeks ago, and we got to go to a bunch of different galleries and museums. So I believe this was at Mocha. And I know there's like 2 Mochas in LA. I don't know which one it was, but there was, I could not stop. I like looked at this art. I could not stop. I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. This artist, I think her name is Cynthia Dagahoo. It was something like French. I followed her on Instagram. And she took the, I believe, 36-second footage, like that famous footage of like it happening, and painted like 487 individual paintings like this big.
Wow.
Of every single like frame.
Wow.
I'll show you a picture. It was, and like pictures don't even do it justice, like how cool this was. Wow. And just like the way you look at it, I wish I like, I'm fascinated by it. I haven't done a lot of research into it. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of mystery. And then like that whole thing where Trump just like released a bunch of documents. Yeah. Or like let something out of the vault. Like Walt Disney.
What happened from that? Is it?
I don't think it really
a good thing?
Showed anything. Like it just, I think it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not really revealing anything.
Like I feel like the JFK assassination attempt, successful assassination, like was an inside job. Just based on like, the bullets and the angles.
That angle and that like sharpshooter.
But I'm not someone to like spread conspiracies like someone else like, oh my gosh, like 9/11 was an inside job. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I don't want to believe that
it was like JFK versus 9/11.
Like I'm not trying to be naive, but I don't want to believe that our government is that corrupt that they would purposely, stage something that horrific against its own people. But then, like, the Trump assassination attempt, like, I think that was like a setup. I think so, because it's a Republican guy that shot him, and he only had like something about he only had spoons in his arm.
That sounds about right.
Adding up here, like this was one of his dudes, his followers.
Yeah, that was wild.
He's like a wacky dude with no social life, but also tons of social life. Like,
my mom and I was visiting home in the summer this or last year when that happened, and I think it was the last night I was in town. My mom and I went out to Papagena for dinner, and my sister and I were texting something, and she said something like, she texted something dramatic of like Trump was like, there was an assassination attempt on Trump. Like she texted what? And I immediately Googled it, but I didn't find anything. And she was like, yeah, it easy like the media is trying to cover up what's happening. And then it like suddenly came on the TV. And there were a lot of Trump supporters at that Papa Vino's. And like immediately like memes are coming out and like responses to it. And I think my mom was like trying to be like respectful, but I was like, Mom, I just saw this meme that said like it was Trump and like he's all like bloody or whatever, and it was like, don't get your ears pierced at Claire's. Oh gosh. And my mom, she tried to not laugh, but she laughed. Yeah.
The thing is, like no one wants, like, if we're all being honest, hopefully no one wants to see someone die. That's I mean, especially like being assassinated, that's awful. But it was such a bizarre time because it's like no one wants to see this man shot at a rally, but it's just like, was that a setup?
And my mom was like,
for the dramatics, or are we supposed to feel really bad for you? Because it didn't really help the polls. But I don't want to think that way. I don't want to think like, oh, he only won because he almost died. I don't want to be that person, but I am like, wait a second. Like, the more I get to know this guy's character, the more I'm like,
and also it like disappeared from the media really fast. Yeah. Like, we got over it really quickly, and I forget
over a lot really quickly.
It's news cycle, right? And it's because Biden stepped down. He was like, I'm not gonna pass it on.
Yes.
And I think that was like another, like, we gotta get the attention back to us.
I have a lot of thoughts on why the Democrats didn't win this time. And I even, like, and that's coming from a Republican. I said this in a previous episode. I was like, I'll vote Republican again when there's a good Republican candidate running. But until we get an actual, like, person who wants to save American people money and, like, make logical moral decisions, I'm sorry. I'm happy to vote for anyone else. Like,
someone
this is crazy.
And class.
Someone with class. Anyone? Come on up.
Weren't we talking yesterday about, like, how he's talking about doing a third term? And you were like, it was this morning.
Yes.
I was like, yes, if he does that, then Obama gets to come back and run again.
Okay, this is my theory, guys. If Trump says, hey, I'm abolishing the idea that a president can only run 2 terms, and he wants to run for a third, then I think Obama should come out of the woodworks and run against him. I would vote in a heartbeat for Obama.
There was some tea with that, too, that they thought him and Michelle were divorcing.
Nah.
I'm like, no, I think everybody solid.
The only beef I have with Michelle Obama is that when I was in school, she changed. She was like trying to do something healthy.
And they were like really terrible.
And we went to private school, so it wasn't even like a huge deal. But all I remember is like one of the lunches got switched from like pizza and French fries to like applesauce, carrot sticks, and ham sandwiches. And we were all like, Michelle Obama ruined our lunch.
I do.
She made me eat carrot sticks.
Why is school? School lunches are like notoriously terrible. And like, I remember Domino's fucking pizza as an elementary school student, and then like a carton of whole milk, and then like go run around in the gym, no bark.
Don't bark.
And then go to
Did you pack lunch or did you eat? You went to public school.
Yeah, I think I bought more than I packed.
Yeah,
I didn't really pack.
But I didn't pack
college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what I was doing. No, St. Mary's had a killer dining hall. I miss that dining hall. It's crazy. I love a good dining hall.
Too.
Good salad bar till it's gross.
I miss eating food like a human. Not that college was feeding us like humans, but I like the idea of like pause, eat with your friends, mingle, have a little sit down.
Dude, they used to mingle and like, okay, the 40s and 50s, 60s.
Yeah, where's the
They took a
mingling?
big fat hour and a half
Yeah.
lunch break. They'd smoke, they'd drink bourbon. I'm like,
Where's the mingling? Where's the mingling these days? I don't see it.
you mingle, linger, and have 2 fingers of whiskey like at 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I know we were walking around.
Whenever they did.
We were walking around Europe in the fall, I think somewhere in Italy or Paris, and I was walking around like smoking a cigarette. I know, don't say anything. Anyone is
India.
a cigarette. Only because it felt like so right. I was eating olives and I had a croissant and just finished my cappuccino, and I just looked at you and I was like, man, I feel like I'm in the land of my people. And he's like, you're European, so like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like,
Wow,
you're
that's
Greek.
people.
You're Greek. That makes sense. It checks out. I'm like, oh, okay. But I don't know. There's something like,
You have a Grecian bloodline?
I'm Greek and Irish on my mom's side and Romanian, Hungarian on my dad's side.
Wow.
But I didn't get tan skin or dark, gorgeous hair.
Luca.
And blonde hair, blue eyes. I like my hair, but I'm just saying, like, when I say that I'm Greek, also like,
What?
and I'm like, yeah, Greek. And they're like, you're not like Greek. Okay.
Well, I'm mostly Irish, and people have argued.
Irish? Yeah, I wouldn't have thought
They've
it.
argued with
You
me.
tan,
No,
right?
you're not. I get it. I get that from my dad. So Irish, German, and English. I think is my like.
You don't have any Italian in you?
Not that I know of.
No.
Oh,
Oh, speaking of conspiracies.
Luigi Mangione.
Yes. What are your thoughts on Luigi?
Oh man,
The murderous house.
yeah, like I didn't put it together. I was like, oh, this dude, like XYZ, okay, but then suddenly it was like, he's really good looking, and then like I was like, yeah, he's a pretty good looking dude, and like,
But do good looks omit crime?
I think, honestly, I'm honestly surprised more hasn't happened since. Because I kind of thought, like, oh shit, like, conspiracy theory thinking, like, is this the beginning of an uproarious, like,
I don't want
we're gonna
anarchy.
take off. We're going to take out every CEO.
What's annoying about that situation is, like, I am not an advocate for, hey, I'm mad at the system, I'm going to shoot someone in the back of the head. That's wrong.
I don't
That's
think
just
I
wrong,
personally
point blank.
do that.
But I hear people's counter arguments to saying, like,
Yeah.
we talked about earlier, like, our tax dollars are funding a country that
Yeah.
is not necessarily genocidally attacking another country, but pretty much, like, targeting just one people.
And not taking care of people.
Right. And so it's like, it's
going up.
weird because we're just supposed to go with the flow, pay our taxes, and move on and not think about the war that we're kind of 2 steps away from. But then when some vigilante takes it to the streets and says, hey, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not advocating for it, but it's just a weird thing to be in. It feels very Hunger Games-esque to be like, we're part of a system that's wrong and broken, but we're all supposed to go with the system. But then when one person says, no, thank you, I'm going to step against it. It's like, jail. I don't know, but it's bad.
Straight to jail.
You shouldn't shoot people.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
That was
shoot
pretty
people.
wild.
And if he was ugly, would he be
If you
getting, yeah.
And it just shows you, like, what beauty and looks get you.
No one's cheering him on if he's ugly. It just
And
shows someone.
he's very well maintained and groomed. And my sister was telling me, like, yeah, like, they take care of you in prison when they like you. When
He's
they
got
like
a fashion
you.
sense.
And, like,
But it wasn't him. He's denying killing the guy.
is he pleading not guilty?
Yes. And I'm like, we have you on camera.
Like, sir,
I don't
do you mean?
understand.
what do you mean? And my mom, when
No.
she visited, she loves Law and Order and, like, was watching a lot of it. Yes. And I was like, Mom, why would someone want to be a defending lawyer? And she's like, the money. And I was like, okay,
I know. I
that
didn't
makes sense.
realize
Like, why would you defend a terrible person that
Yeah.
you know did a terrible
until
thing?
I started like watching and listening to true crime, I didn't realize that like lawyers are pretty much just like professional liars.
Yeah.
Like their
really-
job, even
really
if they
the
know
case.
the truth, is to ignore certain facts
Yeah.
and push one story.
Yeah.
They're like master marketers.
Yeah.
And I think like at least growing up, lawyers were like a revered career. Like, oh my gosh, like, you want to marry a lawyer. You want a doctor or a lawyer. But it's all for the money. It's not for the like morality.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I'm not married for the love. I'm married for the
And I want to believe again that like lawyers are like trying to do the right thing and trying to push the justice system. But if you got assigned a case and you knew your client was guilty, your job by law is to lie and say that they're not over and i.e. O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was real.
I just recently watched all that.
Did you ever watch the FX show?
No, but there was one on Netflix recently called like American Manhunt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same.
I've
I'm pretty sure
never
it was the
seen
same people that did American Horror Story. It was like American Crime Story.
I've never seen it. It was crazy.
It was
I was yelling at the TV. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he did. Or like, the legend, Jean-Benet Ramsey. Like, what happened with her? That's like before your time.
Yeah, I don't know that
myself.
You'll have to text
Have you heard of Jean-Benet Ramsey?
John Ramsey?
Jean-Benet.
John Benet? No.
Jean-Benet.
John
Bennett.
John Benet.
Jean-Benet Ramsey? You've never heard of this? Long story short, beauty icon. Like 6 years old. So like doing, this was like pre-Dance Moms or like Toddlers and Tiaras. Okay. Like, because reality shows were really not like a thing yet. I think it was like 1993. I don't even know. I was really little. But basically, her parents and her mom especially were like very like, do these pageant shows. And then, boom, she's discovered dead in the basement.
She's 6?
Yeah, little girl.
Oh my gosh.
Like all these like stunning photos of her because it like circulated. I have a People magazine somewhere because I've been meaning to read it for like 4 months. Too busy. But it's been a mystery for like 28 years or something. Like they've never found out who did it. And like I think because of like touch DNA, they finally ruled out the parents. A lot of people conspiracy theory speculate it was the brother. And a lot of people conspiracy theory speculate an intruder. So there's like intruder theory.
But then what, like some random guy just comes in not knowing this girl exists and kills her because
a lot of, well, people were arguing that like putting her on display in these like provocative like I don't like that shit. Like I don't think kids are in my future myself. But if they were, I really would have a hard time. Like, I want to do this show where I kick my ass. And
it's weird because there's an element of like innocence of like if my daughter said like I want to do hip hop and they're dancing and they're having fun, then there's an element of like they don't know, they're not trying to be seductive, they're not trying to be sexy, they're just like being mobile, moving their bodies, and like I don't like the idea of her having to rein it in so that a guy doesn't get weird thoughts. Yeah. But then there's that line of like if she's 10 and doing this, what's gonna happen at 15, 16, 21, like I don't know.
Well,
it's weird.
And that's when I felt, okay, you know, I've seen one of my favorite memes of all time is like feeling the liberal leave your body when you're given a paper straw. Like, yeah, I agree with this completely. And another one, I knew I was getting older when I would see like young girls that were like gymnast competitors or baton twirling or like cheerleading or whatever the like dance, whatever it was, they were in like such tight booty revealing outfits.
Gymnastics, it's just a leotard.
I'm like, oh my god, like that. I
didn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah, I don't have like an issue. It's more everyone else that's going to be creepy that I'm concerned about, and I never thought.
And I didn't think of it. I didn't think much of it at all. I was 14 and I did gymnastics and I wore my skin tight leotard and everything. At practice, you have shorts on, which was nice, but like on competitions, you don't wear anything else. But I remember we had one like male gymnastics coach who was older, like in his 50s, and my mom would always comment, she's like, I just wait, why would a guy be a gymnastics coach for all these little girls? And at the time, I was like, I don't know, it's just like nice, and he used to be a gymnast, whatever. But then now looking back, I'm like, that is a little weird. Yeah. And it's nothing about him, but it's just one of those like. It is weird for a 50-year-old man to just stare at you and be like, okay, do the splits. Okay, I'll do it. Like, I don't know. It is, I don't know. Yeah. Is that just me being rude or is that just me being protective because I can be creepy and birds. And we're all little girls. We're all little.
My sister and I talked once about like, why would an adult grown-ass man go into the medical field, go to medical school, do a residency, do all this stuff, whatever, and then choose to be a gynecologist.
Gynecologist. I know someone whose husband is a gynecologist.
Oh shit.
He's great. I don't know his reasoning though.
I'm fascinated because they don't have those. I'm just fascinated because you literally do not have those organs.
Yeah.
You do not have that physical pain of what like cramp feels like.
I wonder though if it's like kind of the opposite, like of like they're thinking very matter of factly, like, hey, I enjoy being the calm when the storm is happening and someone's pushing out a baby. It's like an option to be like, hey, like I feel good for this. Like like why does anyone do anything? But it is weird. I am like, why does a man want to go be OBGYN? But I'm also grateful for it.
Yeah.
It could be
well,
maybe he can bring like a, hey, let's just do this same science. You're getting your epidural, like don't freak out. Like just kind of that like voice of, not that a woman can't, but I think sometimes it's like, okay, it's cool to have like a guy who's like, we're just doing this and can get you through it. But yeah, sometimes, especially when I go in for like a pap smear, I'm like, I don't like that you're looking. I don't like that you're asking me questions.
Can you scoot your butt down further? I always get that. I'm like, no. You get up on the bed more.
Can you cough? And I'm like,
they make you cough?
Yeah, they put their fingers up in me.
That's like a test
and ask to cough. Yeah, they do all kinds of stuff. I have some issues. So they're always like, ooh, and they bring in residents and they take a look at this. She has blah.
20 students look at your
Katie. They love looking at it. They bring in the nurse and I'm like, guys, I'm not like a science experiment. I'm a woman.
My doctor.
Get out of my business.
Get out of my bed.
Go home. I want to go see my husband. And
literally get out. Yeah.
I go home and pee.
The medical field out here is pretty wild compared to like what I grew up with in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And out here it can be kind of rough.
Is it like
to find a doctor?
Like woo woo and like
I wish. Oh,
is it just weird because you're thinking everyone's a perv?
No, it's really more. So I had a doctor. I needed to establish a family medicine doctor here, and I did. And she was this nice, like older woman, and I went to her, and she was like establishing my charts, whatever. And she was going to be my primary care doctor and like write my prescriptions. And then my prescriptions run out. I call to get refills, and they're like, "Oh, she's not seeing patients under 65 anymore, or something like that." And I was like, were you going to tell me? So then I had...
Did you just be like, I'm actually 64?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually... Well, and my hot doctor friend... Oh, I forgot I was on.
Wait, it feels so gracefully.
It did. Put it on. It feels pretty good. It feels good in it. It's like you're getting your hair dyed / your Amish. /
aliens.
Your vomit. Vomit.
Well,
I was going to say vomit.
Why is it not sticking?
There you go. Okay. You're beautiful. I have a doctor friend who lives in Ohio. He was prescribing me my medication for like, and I didn't realize it's been like 3+ years. I'm like, I cannot have him do this anymore. Like, thank you, but I can't make you do this anymore. Like, I don't want him to get in trouble. Like, I don't want to make it weird. Like, whatever. So
I don't know how it goes because we have doctor friends who once in a while be like, hey,
oh yeah, they can do it.
Yeah, but I'm like, does it get them in trouble? Like, who tracks that? And it's never anything wrong. It's just like, hey, like instead of me paying $100 copay for some doctor to prescribe this, could you just write?
Literally, I wish a doctor would write a prescription for me for like 10,000 lithium capsules. Like, just let me
give me the lithium.
Give me. This is what works. It's like Flintstone vitamins.
You'll explode on the plane. No lithium batteries.
They're just like, oh, I don't have health insurance anymore, so I'm just gonna suck on a lithium battery.
Sucking on the battery.
Yeah. So I established another one out here, and she's nice, I guess. I liked her better the first time I saw her.
Nice.
The second time I saw her, I was like, I'm getting a vibe from you, lady. And she was like, I don't want you to be on doxycycline anymore, which is what I was taking for acne. And here she goes. And I was like, I really like how it's working. I don't want to go off of it. And she was like, well, it can be damaging to your liver over time. And I'm like, as I enjoy my cocktails every night, I'm like, well, okay, I guess. And I also take spironolactone for acne. So I'm like, we'll just stick with that and see how it goes. So I've been off of it for a little over a month. But she, at the end, which knock on wood, In December, my ankle just suddenly was like buckling and felt really creaky and unsteady and unstable.
Because you're 64.
Because I'm 64 now. And I was literally heading to Seven Magic Mountains that day, like putting my shoes on, like about to leave the door. And I'm like, what is going on with my ankle? And then it wasn't great over Christmas break. And then it would just kind of come and go over the last few months. So I bring it up with her. And my dad was a family physician. And one of his biggest like pet peeves was when people would come in for appointments and then they'd suddenly have this like laundry list they wanted to go over when they came in for like a very like intentional purpose, like one thing. So I was like, while I'm here. And I explained the ankle and what it was doing. And she was like, well, did you have an injury when you were younger? Did you roll it? Did it get hit? Did it whatever? Asking me all those questions. And then basically was just like, well, obesity often blah, blah. And I was like, okay.
Rude.
20?
Jail.
Yeah. You want to say jail? Well, and like literally.
And it's not even true.
Yeah.
Katie,
No,
you're not
literally.
obese.
Literally. What? 2025. Like the tail end of 2024 slammed into 2025. It has been nothing but like people younger than me, older than me, my age, innuendoing and like straight to my face or text like about my body. Like
What?
all the time. So it was
Why?
I was like, okay, so my ankle hurts because I'm obese. And I'm like, if I
Say
were
it with me, we do not comment on other people's bodies.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Unless someone asks, there's no point in thinking.
do you think I'm obese? I'm just telling you. Right. And I'm like, if I were a thinner presenting person, what would you be at? Like, what would your medical conclusion? I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, ankle bone
The
connects
thing
to
is,
knee bone, connects to hip
you-
bone, but
You also, not that you even have to, but you work out. You are an active person. As long as I've known you for the last
grad school
8 years,
turbulent, but
you're always moving, you're always walking. It's not like you're just like, there's so many people who just are like, meh. You were a mover, you travel, you walk, I don't know.
the day I installed my show, I walked over 10 miles. Like,
you're always on the go.
it was insanity.
You're hustling.
So when she asked me, she's like, oh, are you getting there? She's like, do you have a sedentary lifestyle? I was like,
I have a
absolutely
sedentary
not.
lifestyle.
You do not. You're running around all the
Well,
time
okay,
at
on
the
weddings, but like Monday through Friday, I'm sitting
wedding.
my butt down,
Edit,
and I'm just eating whatever.
edit, and eat.
You are more mobile than me on those days. I mean, for sure. Anyway, that's
You get in your 30s, dude, and shit starts getting real creaky and rickety, and it just.
I feel like I wake up now and my back's like shit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to 30.
It gets worse.
I'm getting close.
You're right.
Like, it's worse.
Yeah, and you do reach a point where it's like, well, if I don't move, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I'm gonna mentally I'm gonna lose it, and physically, I'm gonna just like shrivel up into a rickety ball. I don't want to do that. And so, I mean, school's been the first semester, I was able to be like really, really active because the schedule was way different. As soon as the second semester of the first year started and on, it was just insanity. And I didn't have time to go to the gym like I did before. And I don't know, it just, like, I enjoy it. I'm like, this is not the end all be all meaning of my life to just be in the gym. And
Yeah.
there is a lady at my gym that I belong to now who is clearly like OnlyFansing while she works out. It is hilarious to watch.
While she works out.
She does this, like, it's called the Jacob's ladder, where you're like basically climbing up a ladder, and she'll just like and like look back, and I was like, what is she doing? And I saw her camera and like hearts flying up. Like, she either is going live on Instagram or she's doing something with OnlyFans. Like, I'm like, what if I just like put the phone and I'm just like on the elliptical, like, and I just go live on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, we got off track. What? We were
What?
talking about
Conspiracies. Jean and everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we got way off. My obesity.
My obesity, class 3.
What's another common one that people believe that, I don't know, what else?
We were talking earlier about
UFOs, for sure.
COVID.
COVID. What do you want? COVID.
Oh, man.
Was it an inside?
I do
plant?
think the doctor that like was just like researching it or like discovered it in the lab like and was like warning people and then he died. I do think there was something there that we don't know the whole story.
Yeah. I don't believe everything the news says.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it was just an accident, whatever. But I definitely am not someone to think or say that, like, the vaccine's gonna implant a chip in you and Fauci hates you and you should just ignore all of it. Like, I'm not that person either. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I think something went wrong.
If the next pandemic,
But I'm pretty mad still to this day that so many innocent lives were lost by the negligence of, like,
a lot of
so many people. Like, that still makes me
if the next pandemic is like 10 times worse, would you eat a human? If you had to.
If I had to, I have said if I was like
Sweet baby
stranded, if I was if there was no choice and we were out in Alaska and someone died,
So
I'd fry up.
frozen.
I'd fry up if they died by natural causes. I'd fry up their little like muscles. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to survive.
Remember earlier this week when I picked up a fingertip? Can't stop thinking about that.
HIPAA laws.
HIPAA laws. FERPA laws.
But no one watches this podcast, so say what you want. Like 12 people watch, and they're not on HIPAA. They don't care.
No, there was a work-involved incident where someone lost the tip of their finger, and I picked it up with a glove. Safe.
Give it back. I hope it's back on her head now. We need a text her. Like,
what? I can't stop.
If you're texting with your thumbs and your fingers, are they intact?
Yeah, right. And like, I wonder. I'm like, is she left-handed? Is her lefty? I'm like, I'm left-handed. Like that. And yeah,
You're left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
How do you not know this?
I'm a lefty. I'm a southpaw. I'm ambidextrous. I shoot basketball with my right.
I'm a lefty with my right.
Whatever. And scissors with my.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't want to eat humans. If I had to, I
Or
probably
like,
would.
would you like? I want to.
But I wouldn't kill a human to eat them.
I want to learn some serious self-defense, and I want to learn some serious survival skills.
Yeah.
Like I want to learn how to siphon gas out of a car.
That's cool.
I want to learn how to kill a man.
Have you watched The Last of Us?
I've heard of it. But
Pedro Pascal. Oh my gosh, he's so
really loves him.
I love him.
He does kind of a cutie.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
And I like will send Ian like reels of Pedro Pascal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I have a crush on him? And he'll respond, he's like, why do I have a crush on him?
Yeah.
Like
He's a charmer.
Just a charming man, so endearing. But you'd love it. It's very good. It's like futuristic, kind of like dystopian, but like alien. It's kind of like a virus takes over America.
Yeah.
And if you get bitten by it, you kind of
was that pre-COVID?
Yes,
That's okay.
I think so, or maybe right after. Really good, really good stuff. But there's all these survival skills, and they're like living off the land and going through these kind of zombie areas where people get bitten by this mushroom, where it's like this like fungus basically that turns them into this zombie like form kind of thing. And so it's like, how do you survive that? What do you do like to ward them off? How do you navigate the land? How do you be quiet? Like, how do you start a fire when you have nothing? And I'm just like, how do you do these things?
Fire,
I would be probably the first dead in the Hunger Games. Like, this is good stuff I need to learn.
I think I'm too like slow. Like I'm rickety. Like I'm rickety, and I don't know how to start a fire. I think I'm gonna die first.
I feel like I've got some scrappy skills, but
I do think I think if like push comes to shove, like
if you were in me, you'd be
sure,
good.
man.
I'd be the one that was like climbing the tree and just like hiding.
Yeah, like I feel like I want to like board up the. I just want to like stay put, and that's what I think about with like whatever the next COVID is, because in our lifetime we've got at least 11 more massive things.
Don't say that.
Everywhere from JonBenet Ramsey to 9/11 to COVID to JFK.
Just a charter of an episode tonight. Just a great little show this week.
But it was such a life lesson of like chill out, like be still. I could not be still with COVID. I was so
COVID was weird.
I can't.
It's a weird reality. I don't fault anyone for like trying to continue with their life, but at the same time, I'm like, I wish we collectively decided to like rein it in better.
Yeah.
It spread and went on for so long in our country. I think because people just didn't care. It got all politicized, but then at the same time, I got married during COVID, so like, was I part of the problem by like having my wedding? But no one got sick from our wedding. Let it be known. Everyone was fine.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
But it is so weird. I actually never got it, but Ian tested positive. I tested negative. We slept in the same bed the whole time.
You probably, maybe you were like the
I think I had the antigen.
Yeah.
But then there was a season where, like more recently, I think last October, I got hit really heavy with a wall of like food tasted weird. I was really exhausted. I had a coughing fit. It was hard to breathe, but I still tested negative on the COVID tests. So I was like, I don't know anymore. But it was maybe my body, and I got the vaccine. I got the first 2.
Yeah.
But I think I stopped after that. Maybe I got like a weird third strand.
Yeah. There's so many strands. And like, I didn't get it until for the first time until May of 2022. And I remember feeling really weird and tired. And then I like absolutely could taste nothing. And it wasn't like cold when I'm stuffed up. And it's kind of static.
Yeah.
It was like, I literally
Good
cannot taste. And I was pissed and like really sad. Because I'm like, what is the point of being alive if you can't taste? Speaking from my obesity.
No, I mean, not to be dramatic. Like, people have, like, really rough. But, like, if you can't, like, taste food,
take me out, dude.
Oh my
gosh. My ass. I can't go on.
Say something else about COVID. I was scared.
So I bit, the second time I got it, I remember I bit into some sort of, like, banana cream praline pie at a Christmas party, and I tasted not like it was like chewing shapes for the. I was like, oh shit, that happened again.
Shapes. I was gonna say that it was just a weird time. I have people personally in my life who were hospitalized because of it. Who it really affected them. They were not able to breathe. I know people personally who died. Elderly people, but they all died because they had COVID.
And wasn't at one point like as many people who died at 9/11 were like dying every day or something?
A friend of ours like he buried his dad because of COVID, and I don't know. It's just a weird one. Like that's a conspiracy that I know some people who still to this day swear that the vaccines are poisoning us, that it was all a hoax, that it was the government trying to control us. And again, like I believe that not everything is as it seems. Shouldn't believe everything the media says, but I'm still like, guys, come on, like the people died. A lot of people died. You can't make that up. You can't. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like I don't have patience for like misinformation that's not scientifically based. I don't know.
Yeah. Remember when Trump was like
we're gonna put
Lysol in the bodies and bright light.
Yes.
There's a way to clean.
Yes, that was. I have friends who work in the healthcare field, and they were like, we are seeing the hospitals every single day roll out bodies from the morgue every single day, and then we turn on the TV at home and watch people like, it's all a hoax. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel bad for these nurses and doctors who are trying to just live their lives and do their jobs, and then they go home and everyone's like, nah, I'm just still going to go out and party this weekend. You're like, oh my gosh. I don't know. It was a weird time though.
It was.
Then the flip side of like it went on for 3 years,
and now it feels so far away. Like
it feels so far away, and everyone made their own excuse because you're like, hey, like I want to see my friend. I don't want to be lonely. Like mental health was on the rise. Like I don't know, it was just a weird time. But I don't think it was fake. But I guess it's what it is. I don't think it was fake.
I don't think it was fake. I do think there was a lot of information missing.
Sure.
Not disclosed.
Yeah, and CDC was just kind of throwing it out first. Like, are these accurate? Or are they
all
not?
like spirit, like everything that's going around, and like people were just spreading misinformation, and but I think that was like that sounds really terrible, but it did feel like an opportunity missed because I could not handle that amount. I should have just been like, love you, Cultural Arts Center. I'm gonna go ahead and take the L and get some unemployment. Like I can't keep working for you and not getting paid for months. Like, that's rough. And then I was trying to work at Lindy's, and it was terrible. And I was just like, that wasn't enough time for you.
Okay, wait. So we talked about conspiracies. We talked about what you're doing now. We gotta wrap this puppy up. What are you doing next?
What if I talk all night?
We just keep talking. What are you doing next? What's after UNLV?
What's after?
What's next?
Well, I'm going to graduate. I graduate in May, 2 weeks, and then probably maybe by the time this airs, I'll already be like capped down and diplomaed and done. Probably crying and drinking and renting movies again, like I did post-grad and undergrad. But no, I don't know. I feel like I've cried a lot about it already. I'm sure more waves of emotion are coming. I think like earlier today when we were at the museum, and one of my like coworkers was like, "What's next? And what are you gonna do?" And then like I kind of said a few things, and then she like said something about like a job. That's like, oh, like a job. I was like, oh, that's what you're asking.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna approach that when people ask me, like when I know they're hinting like, what are you going to do to provide for society and yourself and then do it till you die? Like, well, Karen, and like, so I'm trying to figure it out. I guess is my long story short answer. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things I'd like to do and I'd like to see. I'm definitely staying here. I love this apartment and I want to put some like roots down, and I'm very curious to see what it's going to be like to live here and not go to school here at the same time. Yeah, I think that's going to be really different. I have to really like put some feelers and sensors out there and like kind of think about like who all I've met over the years and like who can I network and contact. And,
your network is your net worth.
Yeah, you're so inspiring to me because I want to do what I love and like make an empire.
Do it!
Make a podcast. Yeah. Like,
oh my gosh, the Beacon Pod. I'm so ready for it.
Yeah, if you guys DM me and I'll add you to Bitch Kittens. If you know, you know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be exciting, whatever it is. I feel optimistic and I'm gonna have to get a job one way or the other because Daddy Biden he's gonna run right.
It's true. And like you said earlier, like jobs, I don't think they should be like, what I used to think they were, which is like the reason you live, the thing you do, the way. I think there's some of that, and I think like God can use our jobs to be amazing, but I also think sometimes it's just a job.
Yeah.
You do it so you make the money that you need to live your actual dream, and you do your dream on the side, and maybe one day it switches over and your dream is your full-time job, and I feel like that can happen and should happen for everyone. I hope that happens. But I think sometimes it's like, okay, I work a job. It's not my everything.
Yeah.
But it funds my everything. And that's okay.
Because it can give me that freedom of others.
Yeah.
I
mean, I guess on one hand, there's like the sense of like, I'm wasting 40 hours a week. But on the other, it's like, no, you're trading 40 hours a week for the rest of your hours of your life. I don't know.
Yeah. The big dream is like, I want to make those like 40 hours of life in each week.
Right.
Match up and like push forward what it is I actually do.
And you should. You shouldn't waste them.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like, okay, slave away. And then like,
don't go do something
you plan. Yeah. You plan like, I'm going to make so much art when I get home. And then you get home and you're like,
yeah.
But
there's like points to every job, even my job that I love, that I'm like, oh, I hate this part, or like, I don't want to do it. But you're like, okay, every job has this. Just get over the hump and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still at least in the vein of something you love. Like, don't go trade all your amazing art knowledge for, I'm just going to go be a receptionist. Like, no, like, maybe there's a time if you have
the
to.
The UNLV police station is looking for a front desk person.
Yeah, like, maybe I'll do something in art or design.
Do I get to dress up like a cop?
like a copper?
Like a cop meets secretary hybrid. But yeah, what's next for you, mamas?
Is it for me?
Yes.
I'm here this week, and then I go home. I have 1 week of prep, and then we have the giant getaway.
That's right.
I'm very excited. Everything is sold out tickets, which is great. I'm doing like 4 style shoots plus the retreat. I'm very excited. And then when that's done, I have pretty much a wedding every weekend from mid-May through Thanksgiving weekend. Including an international trip with my husband's family. And I think I have 1 weekend off in August.
Is it nice weekend?
It might be.
Back.
Maybe. Maybe well.
36th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
That's weird.
36.
Oh my god, you're 36 and obese. Happy birthday.
But yeah, that's what's next for me.
That's very exciting.
I'm excited to see what happens for
May
you.
through Thanksgiving.
It's pretty crazy. I think I've got a few weekends, but I really try not to triple book weekends anymore. So like maybe I have a double weekend, like a Friday, Saturday wedding, but like triple book. No, I don't anymore. That's what I'm saying. It's like I try not to. Yeah, I leave Sunday or Friday clear so I can just chill.
You know, fun fact: when I worked in the cardiology office, one of the doctors.
You worked in a cardiology. There's so much lore.
There's so much lore.
Goes
I worked 900 jobs. One of the doctors, not only one, but one of them in particular, would triple book patients. So 3 people had a noon appointment, and he would just.
I mean,
don't see all
it kind of makes sense as a doctor because the nurse
breaking
doesn't
that
have
money.
blood pressure, and then they get them all cozy, and then the doctor comes in for 4 minutes,
Literally 4
max,
minutes.
and goes, I'm
Yeah.
prescribe. Okay,
And then most of the time, people who were there.
I'm not hitting on any doctors.
I'm just saying.
That's what it feels
People
like.
would come in with like, I have really bad like chest pain and heart palpitations, and I just.
And he's like,
they'd be like,
just cancer running
yeah.
your family.
They'd be like,
No.
you need to stop vaping and drinking 5 Red Bulls in a day. Like they give them like the echocardiogram and like they wire them up so they get like an EKG read and like
I understand that's how
all
they're
this shit.
trained,
It's
but
just
when
like
they
stop smoking.
I've had concerns. I've had deep concerns with doctors, and they instantly go to like family history, and I'm like, none of this is in my family history. I'm asking like right now, like for me, I'm having this issue, and they're like, well, I wouldn't be too concerned because neither of your great grandparents had it. I'm like,
Yeah.
but what about me?
Grandparents lived to like 8, so
They died from pneumonia. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man. I hope I die.
We're not hitting on doctors. We just have questions
We just have
about
questions.
the system.
I hope I die either in my sleep,
You told me today you want to die with a cake.
mid-sex, or a cake pop in my mouth.
Cake popping.
Or all 3.
Ian said he doesn't want to be cremated because he wants to rise again
With the Lord.
I don't know what's real about that. I'm like, I mean, you're still like God would still figure it out. It's God.
Like, we gotta put this puzzle back together.
But I'm like, yeah, I guess I don't want to be cremated.
I just don't like the idea of being burned.
But I'm like, I'm
dead.
gone. Yeah, I'm like, I'm chilling.
I don't like the idea of being buried either.
I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, ew, now I have to end the podcast with a sad note.
On that note, you're all gonna die.
You're all dead.
We're all dead.
Oh my gosh.
That's the actual conspiracy. We're all already dead. I have heard that
I
too,
do
that we
think we're
actually
in a
died in 2020. We're in a simulation.
I think we're in a sim, Katie.
Yeah.
And I say that as a professing Christian.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say as a
we're just-
professional Christian.
I'm a professional Christian. I had too much to drink.
French 75.
I just think that, like, we're all in a sim because of all these coincidences. And I'll do a whole other episode on this, but, like, coincidences and things that are just too bizarre to go, oh,
Yeah.
that was just a little crazy thought.
Oh, yeah.
Like what I said, like I had a dream about a professor that I have not talked to since I was in school 5 years ago in college. I had a dream and I woke up and go, oh, I wonder how that guy's doing. And I find out 5 hours later that he passed away. I had a dream. Like, I don't know how to explain that. And that stuff happens every single day. Every week I have one of those instances where I'm like, that's too good to be true. It's like too much to be real life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a sim.
It is.
But what's the point if we are in a sim?
God's entertainment.
God's just having
He
fun.
was just like,
but then we have free will. But then the free will collides.
I'm going to give you free will
Oh.
and buy one, get one free, pay less.
I wouldn't get
All right,
free will.
Pay less. I think they died too.
The shoe store?
I think Payless went belly up. I didn't know that
It's
Forever 21 went belly up.
it did?
It's gone. It went bankrupt like 4 years ago.
Too went
And
out.
then it revived and then it died again.
Oh.
It's gone now.
I'm like out of the time.
Amazon killed.
Amazon is the worst.
That's
That freaking 2-day shipping, but also I hate it. But I'm like, give it to me faster.
It's like, this can arrive in the next 3 hours.
I'm like,
Come on, give it to me.
but then that poor worker. But I'm like, not me though.
Don't let them take a pee break. Go get my.
Go get it. Sometimes when I order on Amazon, I purposely, they're like, do you want it overnight at 4 a.m.? I'm like, no. 2 days is just fine, even though that's like
But you
unrealistic.
get
I'm
it
like,
anyway.
but I'm just like, I'm telling them, like, please let your workers rest. Like, please don't overindulge them.
It's crazy.
I think we need to slow down everything.
Monopoly.
Better. Yeah. Okay. We've been talking.
We've been talking so long,
We gotta
guys.
go. Guys,
This has been
Wow.
so much fun.
thanks for listening. French 75 Girlies in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Love you guys. If you want to follow Katie's work, Katie B Funk at Katie B Funk on Instagram.
Instagram and katiebfunk.com.
Do it. You're gonna love it.
I'll have beautiful Anita Jane photos.
Oh my gosh.
On my website, ASAP.
Yes, you will.
And yeah,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
We'll be back.
For more soon.
Yes.
Come back for my birthday.
I'll try.
Oh my
It's
God.
expensive.
I know. But
I'll try.
August, you should see what weekend it is.
I'll try. Okay. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.